4, 3, 2, 1. It is rolling, rolling, rolling. Come on, come on, come on, come on, Facebook. Come on, Facebook.
Come on. There you go. I got notification.
All righty then. So that means that we are live and I am loving it. I am loving it. So I am Dorothy May Ross. I am host of Stepping Up to the Mic. Now, here's the thing. If you believe that you've got a story to tell, a message to give someone, a product to sell, or you just got a course that you believe that could really, really help someone, then you need to step up to the mic and contact me, okay? So I'm going to tell you this morning to share. If this is a replay that you're watching, in the comment below, let me know that it's a replay. Also, not only share with everyone, share with someone that you believe has a message to share like you. Now, here, I need you to do something else. So I need you to just come in a little close because I got something to tell you. I need you to share with Oprah, Ellen DeGeneres. I need you to share with Michelle Obama. Hey, I need these people, okay? People need people, okay? And we all need somebody. So saying that, I want to actually welcome Barbara Tomlinson to step up to the mic. Hi, Barb, how are you today?
Hello, everybody. Dorothy, looking marvelous as usual.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. We're gonna start this segment off just giving Barbara an opportunity just to tell us quickly who she is, okay? Now we're going to talk about the business in a few minutes. That's why I say, if you're a mom, you're a grandmother, you're a great grandmother, you have access to children, daycare centers, it doesn't make a difference. Wherever their children are, you need to tune in to step up to the mic today to listen to what it is Barbara has to share with you, okay? It's not often that I meet and I get a chance to talk to a children's coach and a puppeteer. So I'm gonna let Barbara to give you a little bit of who she is.
Okay, thank you. First of all, I think I have to talk about my children because they are my proudest thing that I have done so far in my life. I have 3 children. I have 2 boys, one that's 31, and he is a singer-songwriter in Nashville trying to make it. I have a middle son who is 29. He is a doctor of physical therapy in Hoboken, New Jersey.
Yeah.
And I have a daughter who just got married at 24 years old and is a special education teacher in Philadelphia. So, you know, if anybody's out there as a parent, the one thing that you want to do is make sure your children are secure, happy adults. And it's a continuing work in progress. I am a professional puppeteer. I've been a puppeteer now for over 30 years, entertaining children in daycares, festivals, schools, birthday parties, you name it, I've done it. And I'm also a life coach and a children's coach or a kid coach. Now, how this all came about, if you don't mind me saying, Dorothy, is that after puppeteering for so long, a lot of educational or educators came up to me and asked me to incorporate more educational topics into my programming, such as bullying and self-esteem, because a lot of the children have hard time communicating. And even my doctor, even my primary doctor said that children have a hard time telling adults how they feel. And if you could develop something that could help kids talk about how they feel, that would be amazing. So of course my mind got racing and I developed an actual product called Act Me Out that helps kids act out their feelings and talk in a way that they can express themselves without being judged. I also started programming with life skills and teaching kids. There's 27 different life skills, believe it or not, that are important for all of us to have to be successful adults. Well, the problem is a lot of these life skills, I was finding when I was a adult coach were lacking in a lot of adults. So I'm thinking, wow, okay, so if I should start all over again and be a kid coach and teach these children when they're young, these life skills, they won't grow up to be an adult to have all these problems, which are low self-esteem, confidence, empathy, all these really, really important life skills that we suffer from as adults that were not nurtured or not really had a really good idea of what is a healthy self-esteem, what is a healthy confidence, self-confidence, all these things. So that's my mission now, to help kids find out truly what this, what good self-esteem and what self-confidence really looks like, and teach the parents too, because we don't know. My parents did a really good job. I came from a family of 11, so it was kind of like one for all, and we learned from each other too. Let me get that, sorry. See, that's my puppeteer business there going on. So this is what happens when you do things live. Things happen. So anyway, that's me.
That is great. That is so awesome. If you could tell a parent, I was in a conversation the other day, and the mom was talking about how she was getting ready to go through divorce, and she didn't really know how to explain it to her children because they were small. And obviously they love their dad, they love their mom, but once one of the parents is out of the house, and especially if they're not there at night when they're going to bed or when they're waking up in the morning, they've got questions, you know. How do you really tell a small child that daddy or mommy's not coming home again?
Well, one thing is mommy and daddy are not going anywhere. Okay. They're always going to be in their lives, and you have to be honest with them. Okay. In their level of language. Okay. You cannot talk to them like they're your best friend and you're out, you know, and they're the same age you are, and you cannot be friend. You have to talk at their level of language. At a 4-year-old level, if they were 4-year-old, I would say, guess what? Mommy and daddy are not getting along anymore. And just like when you have arguments, when you don't get along with somebody, we're not getting along all the time. And it doesn't mean that we don't love you. And it doesn't mean that anything bad is going to happen. It's just that daddy's not going to live here anymore, or mommy's not going to live here anymore, but we're going to see you all the time. And it has nothing to do with how much we love you. And that's the whole thing. They're scared that their parent or father or their mother doesn't love them anymore. That's why they're going away. It hasn't, your relationship, they're scared about their relationship. So you have to reassure them that nothing is going to change with your relationship with your father, and nothing is going to change with the relationship with your daughter or your son.
Awesome. Awesome. Yeah. And I think that's what parents need to know when they're going through certain things in life, and especially if the children are involved. How do I turn it around? How do I make it right for them where they can understand it? I thank you for explaining that so well. So as a puppeteer, what are some of the things that you're asked to do when you go out to entertain children?
Well, it's funny. When I do my shows, I am blessed to be behind a screen a lot of times. So I get to see out, they don't get to see in. And as long back as it goes to the medieval times, puppeteering has been around. It was a form of communication back in the olden days. That's how they knew the news. They would actually have a puppeteer that went from town to town and would tell what happened in that town, and that was their way of hearing their news. So it's an art form that's been around forever. And when children see puppet shows, they don't know the difference between fantasy and reality. So when I put a puppet up there, they think it is a person talking to them. They don't know it, they don't understand it's just a puppet. They don't understand that. So that's why it works so well when I incorporate this into my Hiccups kid coaching too, because It's amazing. I hate to say it, some adults can do it too. Adults will talk to a puppet a lot easier than they will talk to you. For some reason, it's easier for them to disassociate the reality from the fantasy. So when I do shows, it takes them into a trance of, I know when I do my music or I do dancing with them, they are in their own. Just like when you go to the theater and you go to Broadway, you are transformed into this land of theater and loving it. And you're like, wow, I don't know what this feeling is. It's the exact same thing that they get from puppet shows. It's the theater.
I know. Look, I sometimes my son loves to go to the theater. So there's this one show that I've been saying I'm going to see. It's either Chinese or Japanese where they're dancing across the stage, and it's almost, when I see the commercial on TV, it's almost like, hey, I'm up there too. I'm flying through the air and I'm jumping. I just get all absorbed into it. It is just amazing. So I think for children, some children at a certain age, just to get away from the idea of school, homework, and the bullying, like you say, at school, and being able to immerse themselves in something totally different that's a little fun, something that is just great for them to do besides feeling sad for themselves or what have you. And especially, I love the part where they start to talk to the puppets. Now that really does it for me, you know.
Yeah, and I have done it, and I've kid coached a child who's 12 years old and 13 years old, and they'll talk to that puppet because that puppet is not, they're not worried about the puppet judging them.
Yeah.
They're not worried about that puppet saying, you're going to get in trouble, or you're going to be grounded, or I'm taking your phone away. They're more open to it. And it's amazing to see, because I thought, you know what, after 8 years old, I don't think they're going to really relate. And through the coaching, they love it. They absolutely love it. They love to talk to the puppet. And I've had some talk to the puppet before I talk to my husband, or I'll talk to the puppet before I talk to my wife. Puppet therapy.
That's awesome. Yeah. Tell us, Barb, have you got anything new coming up? We're going to talk about what you're doing now, but what have you got new that's coming up this year?
Oh boy, I'm doing a whole new show with Fantasyland that takes kids through wizards and fairies and unicorns.
Oh, wow.
And they're taught what healthy self-esteem is and what empathy is and respect. See, I got a lot of feedback from a lot of the teachers, and I asked them, I said, what are the things that you think children need to improve upon? And this is what they say: kindness, number one. Kindness, number one. Respect for themselves and for other things. Compassion, put yourself in the other person's spot, all these things. So I want to incorporate this in the puppet shows so the kids are entertained and taught at the same time. Just like you're transformed into theater, the same type of thing. So when they see the puppet talking about how it's nice to help somebody out, even though, give that half a sandwich, even though you only have one sandwich, give that other half because that person has no sandwich, and it will make you feel good. And they see that and they're like, I want to do that. I want that feeling. And just as important, and I think this needs to be said, is that parents need to mirror this at home too, because I've had so many parents say to me, Barb, my child is very selfish. They don't want to share. They don't want to share their toys. They don't want, them to share their food. And I said, that's because you're not showing them what kindness is, because kindness is taught. Mm-hmm. So when they see you doing something for your father and saying, gosh, I felt so good doing that for granddad. Oh, I felt so good helping that person out. Then they say, I want that feeling too. Yeah. Just like a new toy. I want that feeling too. So all these life skills and everything are taught. And that's my mission. I want to get out there. I'm also writing a course right now that teaches the children and the parents at the exact same time, because we have to teach the children and we have to teach the parents, because we need that support system, So when they go and they have that bad self-talk, or when the parent has a bad self-talk, in the mirror saying, shouldn't have had that ice cream last night. Look how fat you are. You should know better. And the child's looking up and thinking, I shouldn't have had that ice cream last night. Look how fat I am, you know? And they just mirror it. And it's crazy, but it's true. So we have to start at home, and we have to start at the basics, and we got to start when they're very, very young.
I
And
believe that.
that's my goal. I want to start a whole new movement. And my business is called Hiccups Kid Coaching. It stands for helping innocent kids cope using puppet satire. And I'm going to have that program out, and hopefully it'll be out in the next couple of months. And it will have videos showing the kids what kindness is. And I'm talking to a puppet. The puppet is the child, and the child has gone through an incident at like school, say a bullying incident, and I help them through it. So the child is able to see how to do it, and also have some role playing back and forth with the child, with the puppet, to explain how they feel. And, you know, because that's a lot of things. A lot of children are afraid to express their feelings because they don't want to be shut down. Or,
yeah. Well, you know, Barb, I want to say this before we go on.
Sure.
I hope that when you get your videos together, you'll give us like a little short preview here.
Sure.
On the sisterhood page, and let us see what's going on. I know me as a grandmother, I don't have any small children anymore. All of my grandchildren are grown, but I do have great grandchildren that visit or what have you. But I remember that one of my grandchildren's, when they were really, really small, and their mom and dad had gotten into a really heated argument. I don't mean physical, but it was really, really heated. And I got a call and said, Grandma, can you make them stop? You know, can you make them stop?
Mm-hmm.
And I just had to talk to them and just kind of calm them down, you know, and they were not aware of it. I made them aware of it later, okay? But the thing of it is, children are so, like you say, they mirror what we do, you know, just like they, like my grandson was watching that heated argument go on between his mom and his dad, okay? They begin to think that that's the norm, you know, that it's okay to do that. It's okay to attack other children. It's okay to say whatever you want to say to people.
Yes. And not just that, they also feel that it's bad. They know it's bad because they feel that anger, and they feel that hostility, and they don't know what to do with it. You know, and luckily they felt close enough to you to say, Grandma, this hurts, and I don't want them to do this anymore.
Yeah.
It's just like curse off in front of children. You know, they don't think that really bothers them, but it does, because they're taught those words are bad, and they're not allowed to say it, but you're cursing off, and they're like, ooh, that hurts. It's actually physical, you know, to them. And so you have to watch when you have children, it's your responsibility to make sure that these children grow up to be responsible, respectful adults. That's your job, that they're good people. Okay. So unfortunately, that means that you have to be a good person too.
Let me ask you another question. Now, I've already said who I believe this is for. Can you tell people who you cater to, who your clients are, who your prospective clients are?
Yes. For my kid coaching business, my clients go from 4-year-olds up to, I say, 13. And what I do is I teach them a 6-week course on the really good basic life skills. And what we do is we go through stories, and we talk about what good self-esteem, let's say use self-esteem as one of the skills. We tell them what good self-esteem looks like. And then I give the parents homework that go home with that lesson, so they know this child learns this in class, or this with my session. And then you need to understand this is what has to happen at home to support what they just learned. Okay. So self-esteem, you can't be talking bad self-talk in front of this kid, because this kid just got learned and said, that's bad for you to say that to yourself, because you're hurting your self-confidence. And he goes home and he hears his mom yelling at herself because she spilled the spaghetti sauce over her blouse. Now, yeah, I mean, it's going to happen. Nobody's perfect, but you got to turn around and say, you know what, that was wrong. I shouldn't have said that. I apologize. Because when children see you with passion too, you know, I know it scares everybody. They're like, oh my God, I'm such a bad parent. But you know what? We're all work in progress, you know,
Yes.
we're all work in progress. And, you know, it's just nice to have parameters, to know, to have, just like a Bible, just know what's right, what's wrong, what I'm supposed to stand up to, you know, and that's what I want to offer children. That's what I do right now.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, before you go any further, let's tell people how they can contact you, okay?
Yes. My main website is puppetspizzazz.com. And on my website, there's a little tab that says Hiccup Kid Coaching on the top that you click on. And have all that information on there. It doesn't matter where you live, I can Zoom meetings with kids together, and then still do the same thing with the parents. That's how they can get in touch with me. If you're interested in having a puppet show, you have to be in the tri-state area, which is New Jersey, Delaware, and Pennsylvania. And that is Puppets Pizzazz. And that is the puppet shows that I talked about doing for your school or daycare or whatever that you run, or even for a home, whatever.
Yeah, so one of the things that we're going to have Barb do is to add her information below in the comment section so that you can get a taste of what's going on. And as she says, the coaching for the children is something that can be done from anywhere. You don't have to be in New Jersey where she lives at. We have an opportunity to do a live video just with the children and the parents to go through. So the thing of it is that if your child is going through something in school, whether it's bullying, they're not getting their lessons done on time, they're kind of hiding out in places, they're doing bad things, you know, they're selfish.
They have anger problems.
Yeah, anger problems. Then
anxiety.
You guys need to contact Barbara, okay? Barbara offers a complimentary free, no charge strategy session that she can talk to you, no obligation. If she's a right fit for you, that's going to be awesome. If it's not, you get some very vital information that you can put to use right away for you and your child. And I love that. I love that part of it. So we're also going to, next time Barb does a puppeteer show that she can share, we're going to ask her to share it. And I'll bring her back on again at another time so that we can go over what it looks like behind the scenes to be a puppeteer.
Sure.
Okay. I mean, it is awesome. I saw Barb do it once, you know, and it had me rolling. I kind of like photographed her a little bit, but who she was playing with in the background, they didn't want to be.
Wait.
Yeah.
I knew you'd probably ask me.
Okay.
All right. So here's one of the puppets that I use. This is. So, see, it's hard because now I'm reversed. So anyway,
that's okay.
How I talk. Hi. So if you were a little kid, there you go. I gotta move my chair over. If you were a little kid and you had asked a question, Dorothy, if you were a little child about something that happened in school today.
I have a friend that wants me to go outside with them and smoke a cigarette.
Really? Oh my gosh, I had the same thing happen to me. Do you know what they wanted me to do?
No.
They wanted me to cheat on a test. I didn't want to help them, but you know what? I didn't want him to be my friend. I wanted him to be my friend more than I didn't know what to do. So I showed him my paper and I felt horrible. Did you feel horrible too?
I did, yes.
Because you didn't want to do it, did you?
I didn't want to do it.
But you did it anyway.
I kind of did it anyway.
I know, I feel you. I feel you. So you know what? I came home and I told my mom and she told me what to do next time. You know what you do? You know
No.
what you do?
What can I do?
You say, I want to be your friend, but I can't do that.
No,
Yeah.
just say no.
Yeah, that's right. You say, I want to be your friend, but I can't do that. So go ahead. You can do it, but I can't do it. Okay? But we'll still be friends. Is that all right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome, Barb. Awesome. I love the puppet.
I love you, Dorothy.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, here you go. Okay. This is a great opportunity for anyone that has access to children. So if you are available, please stop by after Barbara puts information in the comments section. Ask for that strategy call that she's offering to you free of charge. You can even ask her about puppeteer videos that she may have that
on YouTube.
purchase.
On YouTube.
Yeah, you can purchase. And then we're going to ask Barb to come back at another time and give us some more information. Barb, can you just share one tip with us before we leave you?
Sure. Remember that children look up to you everywhere you go, whether you are a grandmother, a mother, a friend, a teacher, a person in the supermarket. You know, you influence children all around you. So be the person that you want them to be. And
Great.
don't be afraid to say that you did and had made a mistake, because they make mistakes all the time too.
Yes.
That's my advice. And
This
be happy.
Awesome. Yes. Don't forget to share, okay? Don't forget to share this video. You may not need it, but I know there's someone out there that does. I'm going to share it with a few people as soon as I get off of this call. It's been great, Barb, seeing you here.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, thank you for stepping up to the mic. That's another interview.
Yeah.
I look to see you guys next Friday at 12 Central Time for Step Up to the Mic. See you later, Barb.
Bye. Have a great day.
Bye, everyone.
Yeah.